Have you ever noticed that your toughest battles aren't the ones out there in the world? They're the ones no one else can see. The arguments you replay in your head, the doubts that keep you awake at night, the invisible weight you carry, even on your best days. Most people lose this war before they even realize they're fighting it. And the cost? It's not just missed opportunities or broken dreams. It's the slow erosion of who you believe you are. I know, because I've been there. I've had seasons where my life looked fine from the outside, but inside, it was chaos. The day I realized that the real battlefield was in my mind, everything changed. Today, I'm not here to give you random tips. I'm here to hand you a battle plan, a step-by-step way to spot the enemy, fight back, and win. In the next few minutes, we'll explore 7 powerful strategies you can start using today to take back control and win the unseen battle. Chapter 1. Naming the enemy, the invisible opponent. The first rule of any battle is to know who you're fighting. Inside your head, the enemy doesn't show up in uniform. It doesn't shout. It whispers. And the scary part? It sounds like you. That's why you need the inner critic unmasked. Imagine a courtroom, but the judge, the jury, and the prosecutor are all the same voice, your voice. Here's what you do. Give that voice a name. Not a scary one, something almost silly. Mine's Gary. I still remember, I was 27. I'd been invited to speak at a leadership retreat. It wasn't a massive stage, maybe 50 people, but the moment I saw the email, Gary pulled up a chair. He whispered, "You're not ready. You'll freeze. They'll see right through you." And I believed him. I sent a polite decline. Months later, I met someone who had been in that audience, and they told me how much that event had changed their career. And all I could think was, I could have been part of that. That was the day I realized that Gary wasn't protecting me. He was robbing me. Sounds simple, right? But here's the psychology. When you name it, you create distance. That's called metacognition, thinking about your own thinking. And when you do that, you pull the power away from the part of your brain that reacts in fear and give it back to the part that makes smart choices. Chapter 2. Weaponizing Awareness, the Mental Radar. You can't win a war if you keep walking into ambushes. You need a mental tripwire. That means identifying your triggers, those moments, places, or habits that usually lead to mental spirals. For example, scrolling social media at midnight might be your tripwire for comparison anxiety. Once you see the trap, you can step around it. Here's why this works. It interrupts the brain's automatic loops. It's like cutting the wires before the bomb goes off. And to sharpen that awareness, try the thought check drill. Once a day, set an alarm that just says, "What are you thinking right now?" It sounds strange, but that question pulls you out of autopilot. And over time, you'll notice the enemy before it attacks. Chapter 3. The Counterattack, Reframing the Narrative. Every army needs a counterattack plan. In mental warfare, that's reframing your story. I call this the battlefield lens swap. Right now, your mental camera might be zoomed in on every mistake you've made. Zoom out. Look at the full picture. That project you failed, you didn't fail. You gathered intel for the next mission. And pair that with the from-to script. Write your current belief in one column, "I'm bad at this," and in the other, the reframed truth, "I'm learning this." It's not lying to yourself. It's showing your brain the trajectory, not just the snapshot. Chapter 4. Building the Mental Fortress. Battles aren't won in the middle of chaos. They're won by preparing before the attack. That's why you need morning mind armor. Before you touch your phone, spend 5 minutes reading something uplifting, writing down one win from yesterday, and setting one focus for today. Why? Because the first thing you feed your brain in the morning sets the neurochemical tone for your whole day. Then there's the environment shield. Your mind reflects your surroundings. Messy desk, negative news, toxic feeds. That's like leaving your fortress gate wide open. Curate your inputs, because every piece of content is either sharpening your sword or dulling it. Chapter 5. The Discipline Arsenal. Discipline isn't punishment. It's preparation for the fight. Try the 5-minute mental drill. When you don't feel like starting, just commit to 5 minutes. A few years ago, I was working on a book chapter. I'd been procrastinating for weeks, so I told my friend, "You'll have it in my inbox by Sunday night." Saturday rolled around, and I still had nothing. I wanted to push it again, but then I thought of the 5-minute rule. I told myself, just open the document, write for 5 minutes. That was it. No pressure to finish. And 5 minutes became 50. And then 5 hours. By Sunday, it wasn't just done. It was some of my best work. That's when I realized the hardest part isn't the work itself. It's breaking the seal of an action. Or use the dopamine delay switch. When you want instant gratification, delay it for just 10 minutes. This builds your self-control like a muscle. Chapter 6. Calling in reinforcements. Even elite soldiers have backup. Build an alliance network. 2 or 3 people you trust who can speak truth when you're under fire. And set up an accountability beacon. Share a goal with them. One time, I told a friend I'd have my chapter finished by Sunday. Every time I wanted to quit, I pictured them asking, "So, where is it?" That image kept me in the fight. Chapter 7. The Long Game. Training for Peace. Winning one battle is great. Winning the war takes consistency. End your week with a mental debrief. Review your wins and losses, no shame, no judgment. And sit down with your future self-counsel. Picture yourself 5 years from now. Ask, what would they tell me to do right now? This builds self-continuity. It links today's choices to tomorrow's victory. Chapter 8. Integration and Conclusion. These 7 strategies aren't random hacks. They're an interconnected system. When you name the enemy, weaponize awareness, counterattack with reframing, fortify your defenses, train with discipline, call in reinforcements, and commit to the long game, you don't just win the war in your mind. You transform who you are. Your mind is not a cage. It's a command center. And you are the commander. From one fighter to another, I promise you, you are stronger than the enemy in your head wants you to believe. And every time you choose to fight, you move closer to the life you were meant to live. If this resonated with you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. And tell me in the comments, what's one technique you're going to try starting today? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.